They're not ignorant. They know exactly what they're doing. What they're doing is playing on your ignorance because they know that you didn't do the work to get all the information that they did. Therefore, they can give you the parts that they want to give you and have you believe that's the whole story when it's actually not. And you are none the wiser to know that you're being deceived. How would you know? You don't have a team to go get the information. But one thing you do have these days is access to the internet where you can have other people explain to you how you're being deceived and lied to. And a lot of people are starting to unconsciously understand this. This is why people don't trust the mainstream media. And it's not because of what I just explained, because most people could not explain what I just explained. But most of you unconsciously know that you're being deceived when you hear the mainstream media. You may not be able to explain why you believe that, but you believe it. So people already had the feeling before you could even articulate it rationally why we don't trust these people anymore. So when people trash Donald Trump, they say, well, he's causing a lack of trust in the mainstream media. I would say, no, he's not. I would say that Donald Trump has opened up a space to make it easier to reconcile why we don't trust the mainstream media anymore. We already weren't trusting them. But Donald Trump, when he showed up, he caused the mainstream media and quote unquote journalists to go so overboard with their nonsense that they made it extremely obvious that we don't trust them anymore. The same way that when we had that virus a few years ago, 5 years ago, and many of you, myself included, did not really trust the medical industry in the United States. I'm not a fan of the medical industry, period. Never was, even before the virus. But when that virus came out and we got certain talking points from not only the government, but also from the Center for Disease Control and a lot of media outlets and quote unquote journalists in the mainstream, some of the things that they were saying, the few things, the masking thing, the take this and you won't get the virus, all of those things became so obvious that they were not telling us the truth, that it made it easy for anyone to understand why you can't trust the medical industry. You may have already not trusted them, but you couldn't quite put your finger on why.